Sorry about the audio this week, guys. It's a little rough, but we'll be back to the regular audio next week. Welcome to the Son, Season 7, Episode 46, where we watch a Big RV Remix, Season 1, Episode 1. You gotta have that wow factor. I'm Chris Lorenz.
I want the biggest, baddest hot tub up in here that you can find. This is Brian.
Everybody deserves a rock star ride, and it all because of Luda. This is Noatlens, Noah Singer, and that's my little hat tip to our forgotten brother tonight, Max.
So each week we watch a new reality show, and last week we watched Barbie's Dream. I think it's just Barbie Dreamhouse Challenge. I don't think it's a Barbie.
It's just Barbie?
It's just Barbie.
Oh, really?
It's Barbie Dreamhouse.
Okay.
It's Barbie Dreamhouse Challenge.
You're right. Yeah.
We had a poll on Twitter.
Barbie.
It was top third. There was a tie between top and bottom third.
Oh.
We call it just middle. Like, did you just add them up?
All right. Yeah.
Tell us what you thought about this show we watched this week on Twitter at Who Put This On or X or whatever the fuck it's called this week. Noah, what do we watch this week?
From trailers and campers to sprinters and school buses, if it has wheels, Big Boy and Janice are ready to make their client's vehicle renovation dreams come true. That is Big RV Remix on Hulu.
Hulu. What
Well,
is
I think
on
it's,
another
yeah.
network.
Yeah, I don't know what other channel it's on, but from what I can tell, it's potentially just Hulu.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's kind of a standard like house show. They're like, we got this space and this is our client. This is what they want, and then they like show them, building it out and making up fake drama around building it out, and then they show it to them. And the best parts about these shows are obviously what the budget is, what they want, and how that doesn't fit into the budget, and then showing the end result to the people.
Yeah, I mean, this budget is a bit more absurd than most of these shows, but yes, definitely the framework.
Can we outlaw the drinking rule when you hear the word budget? Because people
Oh
will
my
die.
god, you will fucking die. Okay, so I wouldn't really recommend this show. I'm gonna go off the bat.
No,
saying that.
would not
But if
recommend.
you are gonna watch the show, you should definitely watch the Shaq episode over this episode.
Did you
Shaq-
watch it? The Shaq
Yeah.
episode? Oh, okay.
We watched most of it.
Yeah.
At some point after an hour and a half of this, what's her name, Janelle or
Janice.
Janelle? Janice? I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, the show's not good. The Shaq episode definitely looked the most interesting with Big Diesel, DJ Booth Truck, and just Shaq is very entertaining.
Do you know why they call him DJ Diesel?
No.
Okay. Anyway, back to this.
Why? Wait, why?
Because we watched the Shaq episode, they call him DJ Diesel. I was curious.
I know.
That's what you do.
Oh! I thought you knew when you were asking me, not that you were like.
No.
Oh.
Did anybody else look up tour dates though? Because I did.
I'll find out.
Let's get back to this episode. So we find out that this show is really Big Boy from Outkast. He's one of the two founders of Outkast, the one you've never heard of.
No, you haven't heard of Big Boy? I feel like Andre 3000 and Big Boy are equal.
I do not like the style of rap. This is what I did not like about rap when I was growing up. It was all Outkast style rap.
Yeah, I was a big Outkast fan, so I'm also like probably have a skewed sense of it.
Like if rap when I was growing up was more Beastie Boys style rap, I like Beastie Boys style rap. Anyway, I
You weren't
digress.
born in the 70s.
No, I'm saying if it was.
Oh, if it was, yeah.
We were already past BC Boys. We were in this like gangster rap stuff. And I
Right,
didn't-
right. We had all gangster rap growing up.
Yeah, I didn't like the gangster rap. If it was more like BC Boys, like party rap, like that's what I want. I would have preferred that. Anyway, doesn't matter. We're really not talking. Don't want to talk about this show.
No, we don't.
So we got Big Boy. He's the co-owner or owner of this company, probably, and he has partnered with Janice, which I don't know who this person is, but they're the ones managing the show, the company.
Well, he went over it. Like, so Janice was his assistant, then his manager, and then she built out some like custom RVs for themselves. And then Ludacris calls one day. He's like, "Yo, let me borrow some of those RVs you got. They look awesome." And she's like, "Wait, I can do this as a business." And so largely she's like the marketing and like creative director for like the best sense, right? Like she brings into business, leverages the Big Boy name, and then puts like her touch on things. But like there's this other guy, the contractor, who literally does all the work and gets everything done.
Who were the contractors again?
There's the main guy. I forgot his name. I didn't
Dave.
write it down.
I didn't write down a lot of
I think it was David, I want to say.
Yeah,
Um,
Dave.
I just said Dave.
Yeah.
Well, there's two contractors. There
Yeah.
was Real Big Boy, and then there was like where he did like custom stuff, and then there was like the other guy. Those are the two people working on this trip RV.
Yeah, I just could not bother to write it
Yeah,
down.
it's fine. No one knows. Doesn't matter. So I think Janice is the real weak point in this whole show. She's so bad. She is a terrible host.
Yeah, she's just kind of like just adding these like little like quips here and there, and they're not like landing.
But
for
she's
me.
like trying to flow the show, and like it looks like she's reading up cue cards.
Well,
And it's like so like I'm not saying that she couldn't be on a normal show as a host, but this show relies like almost exclusively on her talent as a host, and
Yes.
she is not good.
no, and it constantly
She's not
goes
that
back and
good.
forth between her and Big Boy, just like performing or
Big
doing
the
shit.
Big Boy is barely in the show. It's just like her. It's just
Yeah.
like she's like, we're gonna tee up this part of the show. We're gonna go through this part of the show. She's gonna interject at annoying parts and be an annoying person, and then she's gonna come back and tee up the next part of the show that's like all scripted, and she's terrible at reading off a cue card. She's also not good at like riffing with people either. It's just like, ugh.
Nah, she seems like really nice to be around. Like she seems like a nice person, and someone that's like nice to know. But as far as like entertaining reality TV star, I don't think this is her jam.
Well, it's also like this format really, really, really requires the hosts to be
Yeah.
really entertaining.
Yes.
There's a reason why Property Brothers is like a phenomenon, and Big RV Rebecks would be lucky to get another season.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like you definitely got to be like cut from a certain.
You got to
cloth.
be like Chip and Joanna Gaines. Like
Right.
these
Yeah.
are people that like they took their time and their craft. They care about what they're doing. And now this is the second kind of like show we've seen where they've like tied a celebrity into their like the building show. Actually, it's maybe even more than that, because like we did the one with
That's been our
Lil-
shtick. We had renovations. We had
Lil
Downey's Dream
Wayne.
Car.
with
Yeah.
Lil Wayne.
Oh yeah,
The thing is that renovations, like, they know that like Jeremy Renner's in the show, and they do some good bits with Jeremy Renner. He's not pretending to work on anything. He's just
No,
like,
yeah.
he's like, I brought the business, and then the other people are just doing it. Whereas like this person, like sometimes the celebrities bring in their wow factor. Like the Lil Wayne show feels exactly like this show.
Yeah.
Like, and I can't. I'm sure there's plenty of them that we just haven't done, but it feels like a format.
yeah, exactly. And Lil
Is-
Wayne at least like was kind of like practical in the stuff that he chose to give that wow factor. Like,
Brian has a real problem with this wow factor.
oh my god.
Brian, okay, we'll tangent to this wow factor. Brian, what is the wow factor? What is one of the wow factors?
So one of the wow factors is that on a wall they have put a TV, but this piece of wall with the TV on it rotates around, so on the other side you could like swing around the TV.
And so, like, you can watch the TV in the living room. Oh, I'm going to bed. I'm going to flip it into the bedroom. But what's the problem with this? It's not one person doesn't live here. There's 3 people.
Right. So just put another fucking TV on there, and then why bother flipping it? Like, they purposely went with this instead of doing 2 TVs because they're like, oh yeah, 2 TVs would be too expensive. No.
This is like a $50 TV. It's like 7 inches wide.
It was like very impractical, and even worse, regardless of like the other person living there, the way they can get it to flip, there now are like decently wide seams in the wall, so you could like see through. The sound's gonna blast through. Like, not good.
I had a big problem with that too. He was like, now you can't even close the bedroom because there's giant holes in the wall. And like, if you just like, you put the TV 50%, that's a pretty big size hole. I mean, it's like a 4.5 inch, it's like whatever, 7-inch hole in the wall. But like,
yeah, like you're already pretending in this RV, like you have some kind of space because we got to deep dive into this family like at some point. But like,
family, but I gotta talk about the other wow factor that looked
okay.
awful. So in the end, in the bedroom at the end, they had a ceiling that was like black, and they put just like terrible LEDs. Like it was almost like a light bright, but it was like you know pinpricks of LEDs. Like
it was like they took black felt. It was like black felt over some like balsa wood kind of like plyboard, and then they stuck these little like cheapy LEDs through it. I mean, again, granted, they spent a lot of their money for free. I mean, like they did a lot of pro bono work here, you know, so I'm not gonna really knock them for it. But as far as like TV entertainment goes, it's definitely not the Pimp My Ride. You know, it's like they did something really nice for this family, which is great, but not TV.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about how the family on the show starts. So we got Janice. She comes in and she meets with the client. The client this week is, what's her name in my notes? It's Mary and Laurie. That's what I wrote down. Doesn't matter. Mary has a child, and she's going to school for aerospace engineering. And
Mary's a kid.
Yeah, Mary.
Yeah.
Her dream is to become an astronaut. That's what she wants to do. So for the summer, she got an internship in Philadelphia. So they're renovating the RV so the mom and the baby and her can go to Philadelphia for the summer. And they've had this RV for like 8 years or 7 years or something. And for like 6 months, they took this RV all around.
6 years.
6 years in that RV?
It was 6 years.
Oh, okay. That explains. This RV is like destroyed.
Yeah. Dude, it is too nuts. So 6 years they spent in this RV. The family is 6 people. They had pets. It is 260 square feet.
Yeah.
Like,
these are the people you watch the like tiny house hunter shows for.
I just like,
you're gonna put 6 people in this thing? Are you okay? Let me feel your head.
There were so many questions I had, like, what's going on with school?
School, obviously.
So okay, then like, how do they do food? Like, they have a small fridge. You have 6 people. Like, you can store maybe 2 meals worth of food in there.
So in this RV, you've got like the front section had like a full-size bed probably. So the parents slept there, and then in the back they had 4 bunk beds. So that's where all the kids slept.
Yep.
So that's how they had 6 people in there. So the rest of the space, they must have had a shower. They didn't show the shower though.
it said they had 2 beds and 2 baths. Which they definitely didn't go into, but like
They did 0 things to this. They're like, we're just not
it
gonna
just
show.
blew my mind. Like, can you imagine living in 260 square feet?
You're just like hanging out at RV parks the whole time. You're just like not in the RV as much as you think.
That makes sense, but I'm still confused on this food thing. Like,
That's fair. That's fair. Like, you go into the grocery store like every day.
like how do you like feeding 6 people, and
A lot of dry food.
like the kids, throughout this time they were probably between like 10 to like 16, give or take. Like, you tell roughly how old they were. Like, like they eat a lot of food. Like, I don't know. This blows my mind. Like, how do you have jobs? Like,
Like,
are they remote workers before remote workers was a thing? Like, there's so many questions I have. Like, this should be the show. How do 6 people live in an RV? That would be entertaining.
Yeah, a reality show of 6 people living in an RV, where like each episode's like a week of them living in this RV. Great.
Yeah, they went to 41 states.
Or a documentary, hour and a half documentary.
Yep.
On how these people live in an RV. Let's go.
Like, I have so many things I want to know.
Look them up on social media and be like, can we interview you and how you lived in this RV?
I mean, they probably are like would be game. Like, they went on this show,
Yeah. So their budget. Noah already mentioned their budget, but no, what is their budget?
$8,000.
You know what you get in an RV for $8,000? Nothing.
Oh my god!
Like, you could maybe replace the appliances for $8,000. Like, the appliances alone, they're expensive.
Yeah, you're getting all these like custom little appliances, like, yeah, and it's so funny when they go throughout the show. They show the budget being spent.
Dude, the other thing that really pissed me off about this show was the amount of times the budget was brought up. If the beginning they're like, it's our budget's $8,000, and then the woman obviously was like, we're gonna spend more than $8,000.
Yeah,
because
like,
she wants
just
to be
for
an
these,
astronaut, and this is a TV show, so we have the budget.
Like, just for these contractors, like, this is pretty specialized labor, right? And like the things they know how to do and figure out. I mean, you feel bad because like this girl, like, it's unclear how much they are aware or naive, Mary and her mom, because like she's super excited. She gets this like grant, which is where they get the $8,000, right? And she's like, I got this, and I'm super excited. But they really don't make it clear if like, do they know or not know?
I don't think it really matters.
It does matter because like,
why?
Another thing they did throughout
they're getting a deal because they're going on a show.
Yeah, but like, so the edit here is really interesting throughout the show. Clearly, they do not have the money to like really renovate this RV, right?
$8,000.
And they do a like very delicate job of not trying to make it seem like a pity case or a charity case or like, they really went out of their way to not like.
But they did. They did and didn't, right? They were like, yeah, she's going to be an astronaut. We got to spend money on her. I've never seen a person like this before. This is so crazy. We're going to help them out and do this RV thing. But you're right. Like, the budget, when they were like calculating how much things cost, they were like off by so much money, and they would just not count things.
Yeah, they just wouldn't count things. Yeah.
At the end of the episode, it was like we spent $250 over the budget.
Yeah, or it's like they would just, when they would show something, they would just say like how much it cost to buy that, but not like all the labor involved to like retrofit it in and cut things out and do everything, like all the real work and actually making that work.
Yeah, like the 2 contractors we see here, like legit, like make real. Like, one of them made a desk with a piano that goes in and out.
Yeah.
Like, normal people don't know how to do that, and normal contractors don't know how to do that in an RV.
No, they're extremely talented. Like, These are highly paid craftsmen. Like a few $100s an hour, something like that, to do their thing. But I think like it's kind of interesting. Like this isn't oh my god, we're so grateful you saved us. They were like, oh yeah, we're paying you to do this. And it was kind of interesting to see like when they showed them their product. It's like, yeah, we paid you to do this. Like that's why it's this whole line throughout it where it's like, I think they just did it well.
Another comment about how much this stuff costs.
And then finally they were just over budget by $250.
Yeah, no one cares.
Just
and it is so bad because this woman is so bad.
I don't know if anybody can save that, dude.
No, the show's done. No way. So the one big thing about this RV, it's like $8,000 to renovate an RV. Okay, you can probably you could do some things, right? But then they immediately walk in this RV, and the floor is just like done. Like it's like waterlogged, and just like they could like push their finger and through the floor. Yeah. Like so, they got to replace the whole floor.
Yeah, it's like just cheap composite wood, and it broke off in some places. You could see outside the RV.
So they have to get this whole metal kind of thing that they put on the floor and weld to part of the RV. It's just like, what? Like it's not good. Like that's going to cost you $8,000 alone.
They said it wasn't worth it. But of course, they were just like, well, we got to do it on this one.
Because it's a show. We're gonna fix it.
So I'll spend extra money.
And this is also like an RV that gets pulled behind like a truck. It's not like a drive itself.
Those are more fun. The drive your own.
I've never driven with an RV. It seems hard.
Yeah, I think just having one long vehicle versus like something you have to like kind of like snake and maneuver is just going to be way easier.
But then if you got to back up, it's a pull problem.
Both of them are a problem.
Yeah, but it's so much harder with like a pivot point. Like you got to know you're right and the thing goes left, and you're just like, this seems hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. What else happened during this episode? They fixed the thing.
Well, one thing I want to call out about Mary, like, it's pretty impressive that like nothing slows her down. It's kind of nuts. She's 19 years old. Clearly had like a pretty unusual life. She got a baby. This baby is maybe 7 months old, 6 months old. Like it's not that old. And then she's starting this internship. She's going to school. Like I give her a lot of credit. There's a lot of obstacles in her way. And she's making it happen somehow. It takes a lot.
Yeah.
That's why she deserves a new RV.
She definitely does. Like, no doubt. There's few people that are going to be more deserving, I think, than her. But, it's just a lot.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I thought her sob story was pretty weak sob story. Like, and I'm not saying she doesn't deserve things. Like, I agree with you. But, like, the sob stories you get on a lot of these shows are like, yeah, my grandfather passed away, and the fire that I lit with, a cigarette in the basement when I shouldn't be smoking a cigarette. Like, just like bullshit where, one, it's like a lot rarer of a case. And like, then I had cancer like 4 times, and I like, cancer's back. Like, shit like that is usually the sub stories you get, not like, I'm an aerospace engineer and I got an internship and I want to be an astronaut. Like, that's not a sob story.
But I think that ties into the edit, right? Like, a lot of these shows are going to ham up the sob story, and they're like really trying to find people like that. And this one, like, kind of going back, like, I think they really tried a delicate balance of like not trying to be like these people need this, and like, oh my God, they're down in their luck, right? It's like, no, they are progressing forward and they deserve it for being people that can press forward. You know, like I think it's a little bit different of a story they're trying to tell.
That's just not how Janice was trying to portray it. That's all.
Oh, you don't think so? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Mm.
I
Ryan?
think Janice was trying to get like the sob story is the classic American thing.
Oh, it definitely is. You know, I just think they're trying to flip that script. Brian, where do you weigh in?
I think that like it was a little bit better that it wasn't just like a complete sob story. It actually kind of felt more real than yeah. I agree with Chris. Like they're not handing it up, but like they purposely selected people to like go on this show because of their history and how
Yeah.
the ratings are going to get.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about like the actual completed RV here. It looks pretty good. I thought it was a pretty functional RV space, other than the mom's privacy problem.
Yeah, I think that it had a good aesthetic to it.
The countertops looked amazing.
Yep.
They
Yeah,
were
very
like epoxy, but like they like almost tie-dyed the. I don't know how to describe this thing. They made it look like space, but they just put a bunch of colors drops into the epoxy.
Yeah.
It looked really cool.
Very nice.
I want it. I want that.
Oh, are you gonna be an RV guy?
Absolutely not. But I like the colored epoxy kind of thing. I'm more of a let's go to Cancun, all inclusive like kind of situation.
Hang out by the water bar kind of guy.
Yep.
I don't know if I need to hang out by the water bar, but I need to hang out by the pool.
Weren't you doing that on the last one?
I mean, I was for sure. Max, I have a great video of Max also hanging out by the RV, by the pool bar.
Man,
but
at one point, we should do a Mexican reality show, or maybe that one from Japan where the comedians go in the room to make each other's laugh, and there's one in Mexico.
Should we do that ourselves?
And we should go to Cancun.
4 of us
And
in a room and see who can make each other laugh.
Yeah, but we got to do it in Cancun and do it at the resort, and we'll just make it a quick thing, and we can write it off as a business expense.
Yeah, as our business that we have.
I mean, this is a business. Like, I think we've done this long enough where we could say this is a business.
All right. Okay. There's one last minutia I kind of want to bring up about this episode where in the back, so in the front's where the mom is. In the back, they have like one side's for the mom, Mary, and one side's for the baby, and they have this crib situation.
Yeah.
And the crib has like an up and down mechanism.
Yeah.
And I just don't like. This is VJ's information. He said that that's illegal to have.
Illegal
to have RVs now or not RVs. Cribs that have like an up and down section, because potential to hurt a baby is higher than one that doesn't up. I mean, I think that's pretty.
No idea.
But there's also like this mechanism, like where you pull it up, and then there's another mechanism that pulls over. But you're like in a moving vehicle. Like there's some moving parts here.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. So it just doesn't seem like,
It didn't seem that bad to me. Like,
yeah, not that bad doesn't mean you can't have an accident.
no, but even like an accident, like if you got to lock in the slider, right? That's holding up the gate.
Yeah, but the slider moves the same way the vehicle moves.
No, but you can you can think of like latching it down, right? Like,
I mean, I trust that there's probably more to it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it didn't look like the safest thing to be put your baby.
Oh, interesting. It didn't strike me as.
I mean, as someone with kids, I mean.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
we should defer to you, but
the bigger issue is driving with the baby sleeping there.
I don't know if you.
That's a bigger thing.
I don't know. I think it's more of a when you stop somewhere, you're in the camper.
Yeah.
How close of a campsite do you think you can get to Philadelphia? Like, is she working, quote unquote, in Philadelphia, and it's like in King of Prussia or something?
Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
you find an RV park.
Let's see. I'm Googling.
Find out what aerospace company she worked for. Find their headquarters. Then find the closest RV park.
All right, this is getting into the territory that.
So there are actually. So I think Google's like leading me a little bit wrong. But when I put in RV park, they are bringing things up, but I don't think they're real RV parks in Philadelphia.
How so?
For example, right? One of them, when I have Philadelphia RV parks as my query, and I'm in Google Maps, and they say Lake Owego Camp, which is like very much in the middle, in the center of the city. They're saying it's an RV park. This is like 5 blocks away from the Liberty Bell. I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, all right. Let's get to some questions. Who's the worst human being?
Big Boy for that stupid idea.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, I really like Big Boy, but like, it's his money, so ultimately he got the call.
It's true. If Big Boy says this is the WoW thing and it's not WoW, that's on him, right?
Yeah, Antoine, that's his name, Antoine Patton.
Do you think this is the apex for our host, Janice?
Actually, wait, no, sorry, wait, no, I got to go back. It's the parents of these 4 kids, and they make them live in an RV for 6 years. Don't like that.
It seems like I don't think I want to go for 6 years. That sounds terrible. But for like a couple months, that would have been nice.
But it was 6 years. Like, something just seems weird. They seem very well adjusted, these kids. So like, something's going right. I'll give them credit for that. They got an astronaut, like, doing something good. But
actually, my mom did this with my grandparents. They like went in an RV around the country. My mom hated it. She would never talk about it. So I must go with a no on this one.
You never talk about it. That's amazing.
Yeah, I remember she hated it. So Janice has no other credits on IMDb, so it's clearly Apex. Television-wise, of course.
Yeah.
I think building a successful RV company or like a trailer renovation company is pretty peak there.
Yeah.
So I'm looking up the production company for this. It's Milo Ojo Productions. I don't know how to pronounce that. And surprisingly, we haven't really done any of these. They've done Generation Gap, Family Reboot, Work Wife, Fire Island, My Diet is Better Than Yours, like just some weird Homemade Millionaire, like just some weird shows. I don't know. So this is our first one, and maybe we should look at these and make sure we don't do those.
Yeah, that'd be good. Put them on the list.
They seem to do a mix of scripted and non-scripted work. So, what's our next question? Talk about that. Should we do drinking rules? Rules? So obviously, I mean, if you really are ready to get lit, you know to drink every time they bring up the budget.
No, you can't do that, Chris.
You can't do that. If you're trying to get lit, if you're trying to do a power hour.
I have tried this stuff every week, and you call me out. And I said at the beginning of this, you cannot put that in there.
Just saying, you can do whatever you want. Brian, what is your drinking rule?
Drink every time a hammer is used.
Okay. Tools.
No.
Just a hammer.
Just a hammer.
There's
a lot of hammering.
There was that funny moment with a hammer in this episode where they like almost hammered her in the head.
Yeah.
At some point. Noah.
Drink every time the budget's mentioned.
We're
going hard this week. Very hard.
Yeah. Usually, I can't believe like I just want to mention every funny moment in this show because there's just like it's so not good, but like the
Mm.
I don't know the entertaining bits you actually want to talk about. Yeah, drink when you laugh.
Drink every time you say big boy. Or see big boy.
See big boys good. See big boys.
See.
Uh,
I got so take a swig of your favorite Atlanta-based beverage every time they talk about Outcast.
I thought you were gonna say Atlanta there, but
Yeah.
and if you really want to, you could take a drink for everything they destroy or mistake they make.
Mm.
When they claim to hit the RV or whatever, or claim that there's like, oh, you got to take a good amount of swigs when in the middle of the episode, the fake drama comes in where they're like, oh, instead of 8 weeks, it's 7 weeks. Oh my God, how are we gonna get this done? Next week,
How do we do it?
that happened in so Brian and I watched the Shaq episode because we're like Shaq seems better than this one, and the fake drama was they like ran into they like backed into something, and it didn't look bad at all.
No.
To be clear, they probably didn't do shit.
Yeah.
But they fixed it.
Oh, just loosen up the bumper thing. Oh no.
No, I mean it might have been Shaq already did that somewhere.
Oh,
so
yeah,
this is really what probably happened.
Yeah. Yeah, just go over and fix that and we're good.
Because it did like the paint was fine.
Right.
So the chances that they just put the paint over like the bent frame thing, pretty high. All right, would the show be better as a Quibi or TikTok?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You want the TikTok of this? I mean, like when I watch TikTok, sometimes I just like watching people fix shit. So like people fixing up their RVs is good content on TikTok. Many people do that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a really good one.
And watching some random person read off a cue card is usually not what I enjoy on TikTok. So
Yeah,
you
just
get that. We get cut that.
Right. Like show some fucking RV, show Big Boy a little bit, and then show final product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's gonna hook up next?
Big Boy and everybody coming on the show.
I mean, it's got to be Shaq and his like love Shack and his.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Not that you watched that episode. What do you love about the show, Brian? What do you love about it?
That it actually kind of builds some cool stuff. Like, I like tiny house shows for a similar reason, where it's like there's a little bit of ingenuity and design to it.
That is not why I like tiny house shows. I like to see the people.
Oh yeah,
the people are the people are the best. Noah, what do you love about the show?
I like Mary. I like that she keeps on pushing. I give her credit.
I need to mute you right now. There's no way. Like you can like Mary as a person. You just can't like Mary in this show.
Yeah, but okay, so I'm gonna go with the contract crew. I think they're very talented. I'd like to see more of the work they do. So yeah, tip of the hat to them.
I love the end products here. Really, they look amazing. They look done. They do a good job, and like showing them off is the best part. Like if that was the show, again, if you cut the middle of the show out, I think it'd be pretty good. But you could also just cut the beginning off and just show me the end, and I think that'd be just as good.
Yep.
Yeah. So we do ratings. We do stock rating system between top, middle, bottom, third. Brian, what do you got?
I would have rated this higher if I could actually pay attention to it, but like it's got to be the top of the bottom. And I just couldn't stay attuned to it, and I was just like flipping around on my phone, and then finally it's like, all right, cool. Now here's the
That's
product.
So it's over. Noah, what do you got?
It's bottom. I want to say middle of the bottom. Like, it's not the hottest garbage. It's just not interesting at all. Yeah. So bottom, middle of the bottom.
Yeah, it's obviously in the bottom. I mean,
Yeah.
you couldn't listen to this and not tell it's in the bottom for me. But like, I feel like we keep doing these kind of shows because I think that it has so much potential. Like if
Oh
they would
yeah.
make shows more like they did Pimp My Ride back in the day. Like this is
Yep.
what we thought it'd be is like Pimp My RV, where they get you get they take $100,000 to do Shaq's RV in like the last episode, and like you get to see some really cool things that they make. I mean, they make cool things for this person too, but like I don't need to be reminded of the budget in the show. I just want you to do cool shit in a fucking RV, and
Yep.
like maybe you could show some interesting things about while you're doing it, and you did not.
Yep. Just skip the budget entirely and
So
forget
yeah,
it exists.
it is like interesting if you look at the shows we tend to watch. It's like we watch like dating shows. We do so many dating shows
Yep.
because like you change the formula a little bit in a dating show, and it changes a lot. But like these like house shows, like it's the same formula. You barely change it. It's just like, oh, we got a different host this time.
Yeah.
Or like now we're just looking at houses instead of like there's like rebuilding shows, and then there's like house showing off shows, and like
Hmm.
the formula never changes. Uh, Sometimes they'll like combine other shows. Like the Selling Sunset is like kind of a more of a unique aspect. We did two of their spin-offs as well. But like, we'll do like so many competitions where like all they've done is swapped out Lego for like Hot Wheels or something. And we'll just watch that. But like every week there's a new one of these building shows that we're like, we can't bother to be done because like nothing has really changed in them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of next week, Brian, what are we watching next week?
We're watching Zombieverse on Netflix.
Zombieverse.
So if you're listening to this early, it's actually not out yet. It comes out on the 8th, I believe. So we're going to be right up on that for you. So you watch
Right
it
up on it.
next day. We'll have it out for you. So we got some shout outs.
Shout outs.
I saw the horror movie this weekend, Let Them In, I think is the name of the movie. It's really good. If you like
Really?
horror movies, definitely
Very
watch
good.
it.
Ooh.
Very good.
Wow.
Like in terms of my movie ratings, there's like there's like horrible, then there's fine, then there's good, then there's great, and then there's fantastic. And this is like in the great. It's like 4.5. It's between great and fantastic. It's very good.
Wow.
It's the best horror movie I've seen this year. And
This year.
there's some good horror movies out this year.
Hmm.
Like the new
Interesting.
Evil Dead movie was really good too.
Huh.
If you Evil,
Yeah,
it was my
I mean, yeah.
Evil Dead Rise was good.
Wow. Very interesting. Okay.
Brian, shout outs this week.
Futurama's back, and
Really?
yeah, the first
Huh.
episode was a lot of self-referential stuff. Second episode had like it actually dived away from like the stupid like, oh yeah, we're back again jokes, which is good.
Hmm.
Noah, what do you got for
Interesting.
me? Any shout outs this week?
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out. I probably shouted them out before, but it's become my favorite podcast. Acquired. They do stories about businesses and the businesses. Yeah. It's really good. Yeah, it's become my favorite podcast. It's great. Acquired. If you haven't listened to them, they're partially based out of Seattle, which is kind of cool. Shout out to Seattle town. Yeah, go listen to it after you listen to all of our episodes.
Obviously. Love them. Yeah. Another thing that was pretty good, Extraction 2. I finally watched that.
Oh yeah.
It was a good movie. I mean, like the first act when they extract somebody, it's phenomenal. It's like looks like it's all in one shot, but like it's great. You could probably turn the movie off after that, but like there's some cool action in the middle, but the end is huge. So it's fine. But I'm excited for another one. I think that they could really elevate the game. So
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for us this week. You can find us on Twitter or X at Who Put This On. Do you think it's still at like, is the at part of the Twitter brand? Does the at come to the X?
It's X. It's X.
Is it like X go and give it to me? Who put this on? Like, do we have to
X.
No one he'll try to do that.
That's facebook.com / who this on. You can email us questions, suggestions at whothison@gmail.com. We'll see you guys next time.